haven't been as, I've been a little bit annoyed with myself because I haven't been as fresh as I feel like I used to be. Like I used to be able to just like put these strokes in and leave them, and the painting would like happen. Now I'm like all these tiny little things.
Nothing about me is fresh anymore. I think that's just my age.
Maybe it is an age thing, but it's just kind of annoying.
I'm really interested. Do you ever use Pastelmat?
I don't know if I've ever tried it. I'm pretty sure I have some, because I have a little bit of everything.
Okay.
From the first trips to IAPS, when I kind of like went crazy in the shop. But I'm so addicted to these primers on this gator board that's like all I ever use, basically. If I want to create inventory, what I call inventory, which is, paintings to sell, then I do them this way.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm working for like an art festival, trying to stock up for an art festival. Because everything in my booth needs to look, I want it to all be cohesive.
And they're quite quick, aren't they? They're not, they're not like something you spend, when you speak to colored pencil artists and they spend 100 hours. I'm too old to do that. I mean, I wouldn't have time to create the amount of work. But these are lovely. They're almost instant gratification.
And my favorite part of this whole thing is the duality of my process, where I do underpaintings, and I'll spend a couple days, sometimes 2 or 3 days, just doing underpaintings, and that's why I have a whole stack of them. And that's one kind of brain power with the acrylic process.
Yeah.
And then I can bring one over here and do pastel.
Yeah.
So when people ask me like, how long does it take to do one? I'm like, I really don't. I don't keep track, because it's part of it's over there and part of it's over here. And that, the pasteling on the pig just took me an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, with the underpainting part, probably would have taken me at least 2 hours, probably 2 hours, I guess, maybe a little less. I used to be quicker.
Rita, you're talking about a festival in Taiwan that you're sending your pictures to?
Yeah, it's an exhibit. Put on by the PAPAT is the acronym, and it's the Pastel Art Promotion Association of Taiwan.
Oh, nice.
And they invite artists all across the world to put works in this exhibit, and they invited me last year for their winter exhibit that went to 3 different cities. And one of the ladies here in like the Pastel Society of Southeast Texas, Cheery Young was her name. She was my go-between. Like, she was actively searching out artists in the U.S. for them to take on into that exhibit. And so she, I guess nominated me or whatever. She told them to have me in it, along with some other artists, and that was great. I sent all small works. Probably almost half of them were bunnies. And they all of them sold. I sent 20 not 20. I sent 12 paintings. They wanted 20, but all I had at the time was 12. I sent 12 paintings, unframed. They framed them. I gave them like a wholesale price. Like, I basically did like, what is my retail price if it's unframed? And then I cut that in half. And I said, this is the amount I want for these. And they could add on whatever. They kind of said we could do it one or two ways. We could either do that, give them like a wholesale price that we wanted to get out of the sale, or we could say, okay, this is how much I want you to sell it for, and they would give you half, like a gallery commission, basically. So I just figured it'd be easier since they were framing it.
They framed them before they sold them.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So they contacted me like, I was already invited again for this coming winter. And they contacted me like a month ago and said, oh, we have a last minute show in August. Can you send us some paintings for that one?
Oh,
and I was like, I guess. So, I said I probably have 10. Then I thought, well, maybe I could send a couple medium sized with that too, because I just had my last art festival of the year. I won't be having any more art festivals. So whatever I had left over there. So somehow the 10 that they wanted turned into 12. They're like, oh, okay, if you send the 2 medium ones and 12, that plus 10 small ones would be good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to send all of them, but if that bunny that I just did, if that doesn't sell here in the next couple weeks, I'm going to send that. And
you got
maybe this pig, maybe.
Yeah.
I have a stack of stuff with 7. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 paintings that are in frames over there. I have to take them out of the frames. But so yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm really proud of you. You are such a talented woman. I was going to say young lady.
It's all painting hours. It's like, how does someone become a good cyclist?
10,000 hours.
Yeah, 10,000 miles of cycling. And they say 10,000 paintings. I don't know if I've done 10,000 paintings, but I've definitely probably done 10,000 portrait drawings over the years in amusement parks. I don't know if you know that, Teresa. My beginning career as an artist was 500 portraits.
Yes. I have been watching you for a while.
Okay. Yeah, so, that much drawing is going to get you somewhere.
But that's practice. That gets your eye in, doesn't it? It's like life. It's practice. It's the groundwork.
Yeah. I'm a little stale on life drawing lately.
I have been painting along a little sheep, look.
Oh, that's cute.
So I've been practicing.
Yeah.
So my class are loving it. They're really loving it. They're a bit addicted to Pastelmat. So this rough surface has been, a little bit of a kind of a test for them.
Yeah,
but I keep telling them how fun it is.
I like it.
Yeah.
Even with
the two up, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten used to it. I know just how much pastel it will hold.
Yeah.
And it probably doesn't even hold as much as Pastelmat.
Well, I can't believe how lightly your pressure is. And that's the beginner mistake, isn't it? They put too much pressure on and lose the tooth.
Usually the beginners will put a lot on.
But
I have to watch out sometimes myself if I'm glazing too lightly.
Yeah.
I have found that when I do my little knock it off fixative tech, that was my fixative right there. Yeah. Sometimes a little bit more will come off than I wanted. Yeah. And it just depends, Usually it's fine, but I grew up using Canson for my first real pastel paintings, other than the amusement park things. And Canson will hold a bit, but it'll only hold it has a limit,
Oh my God,
compared to some of these sanded surfaces.
Pastelmat isn't sanded really, but it holds 6 layers. It's amazing. It is amazing, but it makes you paint every hair. It's a bit annoying. Velour is my first love. The fuzzy paper? I love it. I just love it. It was my first paper.
That's nice.
And you never forget a first love.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever painted on velour.
Oh, it's just fabulous.
I don't know. Doesn't it make everything soft?
So soft. Your rabbits would be amazing. It's so soft. So soft.
But I don't know if I could underpaint on it.
No, you can't get it wet.
Yeah, I'm really addicted to my underpaintings. I mean, I've done some stuff I don't know. I'd have to stop doing art festivals completely in order to really branch out, feel like capable of branching out and doing
You have to take a sabbatical.
I guess I could. I really want to do, and I don't know if I'm ever going to really have courage to take that leap.
Yeah.
Is I want to take just an entire year.
Oh, wouldn't it be a dream?
Off.
Yeah.
And be
stay in a studio.
Do 364 paintings.
Oh,
wouldn't
it be great? Yeah.
Be a real daily painter.
Yeah.
Is that, what really skyrocketed my art business, my presence, and my what's the word? Visibility.
Yeah.
To the public, of the art pastel art public crowd is when I right after I took a workshop with Carol Marine, who's an oil painter, but she's a prominent daily painter.
Yeah.
I took her workshop in 2011, and right after that, I got invited to be one of the one of the last featured members on Daily Paintworks.
Oh, nice.
And then I started painting. I started like painting and posting. I had been posting before that, but I'd been doing it wrong. Like I'd paint like 5 or 6 paintings and then I'd put them all in one blog post.
Okay.
I just said, it's like a waste of 5 other good blog posts. So I started painting and posting more regularly. And when I went back and I looked up on my blogger, this was before I had Patreon, I just used a blog. I looked up on my blog from 2011 to 2015. On average, I had posted 14 paintings per month.
Wow.
So about every other day.
Yeah.
So,
well done.
And yet when I went to IAPS, in 2011, I went to IAPS, and I was just another Texas artist there with a handful of friends and taking classes and workshops and stuff. When I went in 2015, I had people coming up to me saying, you're Rita Kirkman. I follow you on Facebook. I love your work.
Oh, it's so exciting. I have had that happen a couple of times. It's exciting, isn't it? So exciting.
I mean, it is. I feel famous.
Yeah. And the world with Instagram has become smaller.
It's like the only difference.
Yeah.
Between me and any of you,
Yeah. Little and often. Little and often.
Painting and the showing it off.
Okay.
I paint and I show it off. And
I forget to show. I just do it and forget. But I teach classes and it feels, life's busy. Life's busy,
Yeah. Well, I guess it's all what your own goals are,
Yeah.
I never really wanted fame, but I wanted fortune. And unfortunately, the fortune doesn't come very easily unless you get your work out there.
I do need some sales. I have a house full of expensive paintings, I need some sales.
You gotta post them.
Yeah. I did win the county show last week. We had a county show and I got a red rosette. So I'm quite high on that at the moment.
Oh, good. Congrats.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And, but enter other shows. Like the other part of my approach to my whole art business was what I kind of call it the bio building approach. Meaning I wanted to build my bio. So I wanted to be able to put impressive things on my bio.
So did you enter competitions?
Entering shows, entering competitions, trying to win stuff.
Okay.
And then eventually winning stuff because I'm I've always been very competitive. And so when I enter a show, like I might enter a show, maybe I'll enter a show and don't win anything. But then the next time I enter that show, I'll be studying like who won?
Yeah.
Who won? Who was that judge?
Yeah.
That said that these people won.
Do your research.
Do
the work.
But because that's just part of my personality, it didn't feel like work. It just felt like preparation for winning.
Oh, you are so inspiring.
And you just do, you study, you go to museums, you go to art shows, you look at the winners, who's winning, study their works, learn how to recognize like good composition, learn how to recognize what is a good painting. Yeah. So I love being a judge now that I'm, known and people ask me to jury and judge shows, I love it. If you can identify, if you're a good judge of work and be a good judge of your own work, and that way that you're always pushing yourself to improve.
Yeah.
And, by pushing yourself to be the best you can, then you just enter those very best pieces into competitions. Yeah. And then you'll win stuff.
Well, I have just got into the final of the SAA Cass Art national competition. I got 3 pieces in the final of 50, which is really exciting. So I'm very excited about that. But who knows? I don't enter very often. You get scared of rejection, don't you? It's demoralizing.
See, I think that probably
it's subjective.
I think probably the 12 years in amusement parks doing 5-minute portrait sketches and then caricatures.
It hardened you.
Built my thick skin. I am like completely immune to rejection. Well, almost completely immune. I can't say, but almost completely immune to rejection. So if you enter a show, if you don't get in, that's one thing. But when you find out that there were like 1,200 entries and only 350 pieces got chosen, it puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it does.
And then if you enter, you get in and you don't win anything.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh, well, I got in.
Yeah.
And if you got in, and if it's a show that, especially if it's in a place that has museum in the name of it, you put that on on your bio.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
You have exhibited at, these places.
I've now got 2
really
things to add to my CV, which is great. Even if I don't win anything, it's good.
Yeah,
especially free. That's quite.
And then if you want to win stuff, you put it in the county fair because your stuff is better than anybody else's that's out there.
Well, I'm chuffed.
And at least it sounds,
I'm pioneering for pastel. I feel it's so underrated, especially in the UK. It's all oil, watercolor, acrylic. Pastel is just like a third cousin, and I'm really trying to show what you can do with it. And I'm so excited. Pastel got in. It's brilliant, just brilliant.
Are you in a society? There's a society near you, isn't there? Isn't there a pastel society in the UK?
There is one. It's quite hard to get into. I think you've got a lot of submissions to do to get in. I'm a Unison colour associate artist, so they've accepted me for that. So I'm kind of promoting Unison all the time, which I love. It's my favourite pastel.
Well, there's a good excuse to be putting on your Instagram all the time.
I know. I must do more.
Yeah.
Note to self. Yeah. I need a few more hours in the day.
Yeah. Well, it's late here, but it's later for you. So I'm going to say good night and good afternoon.
And thank you for mentioning me and for talking to me on Instagram. We were so excited in the class. We were so excited. I read it out to them. They were so excited.
Good.
Lovely. Thank you, Rita. You're very inspiring.
Thanks. Well, hopefully I'll see you then. If not next week, the following one is, I think, another Thursday at 2:30.
Brilliant.
2 weeks.
Lovely. Thanks, Rita.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.